Ellen McCauley at Pray It Off in Syracuse, New York. And remember I said in the very beginning, how to break a habit, you replace it with a good one. And I find it interesting that it says, what causes bad habits? And it says they're caused by stress and boredom. I never have been bored 1 second of my life, but I live in perpetual anxiety and stress. I'm better. Since Pray It Off started, I'm better, much better. But put the stress there. I also think what they don't address here for habits is the way you grew up. If your parents slathered mayonnaise on a hamburger bun and then you had tomatoes, my mother, she kept saying, how can Vicki Beck eat a tomato sandwich without mayonnaise? Why bother? She said that for years and years. She just couldn't believe that someone would have a tomato sandwich, bread, tomatoes, what? We slathered mayo on everything. I don't even eat mayo anymore. It's a change. If you grew up and you had pizza night on Friday, that's when it became a habit. So sometimes you need to break that nature-nurture. If you are bored, what I always say to people is help somebody else. And there's a lot of people that need a lot of help out there. You can help people without even leaving your house. Pick up the phone, say, hey, I was thinking about you. How you doing? Call your table mates. How's your week going? Or volunteer at Emmaus or Francis House, or collect things. One of these things I said was get a garbage bag and gloves and take a walk around your neighborhood and pick up the garbage. You can live in a nice neighborhood and people still throw things out. Make sure you wear gloves though. Also look at the deeper issues behind those habits. And we try to do that at Pray It Off. We've tried to look at why, what makes us turn to the food? Why is the food our go-to calming? Oh, I need. If you smoke, that's a bad habit. If you eat too much, it's a bad habit. We need to look at our deeper issues. See when you're, like one person said to me, I'm sorry I write all these notes on my food log about what's going on. I go, I love it. That food log is yours. I don't care if you write on the back. I don't care if you say, I ate a cookie because I got a bad phone call, because then you know what propelled you to eat the cookie. And then the next time you get a bad phone call, go, Hail Mary, full of grace. And you know, when you go through a crisis situation, sometimes you have disagreements with a family member about certain ways things can go, and that's very stressful. You know, I'm blessed that we have a united front in our family, but some people don't. Also, replace that habit with something else. If every Friday you go to Tully's and have the tenders, you don't have to. Every Friday you can still go to Tully's and have something else. Try fish, try different recipes. Cut out as many triggers as possible. You cannot eat cookies if there are no cookies in your house. I remember one diet I had when Shannon was a little baby. I went on Nutrisystems, which I don't recommend. Don't sue me, Nutrisystem, because I don't think it's good to replace anything with fake food that you can't maintain. But I had to have something, and there was nothing in the house except those sway backs, you know, those things. So I'm gnawing on one of those sway backs, and it tasted like poison. I'm thinking, why are these kids liking this? Did anyone ever eat one of those? How do you say it? Am I saying it right? Sway back. It tasted like poison, but when you're eating Nutrisystem, I was like, If the worst thing you write on your food log is way back, I will forgive you for it. But try not to write 10 cookies, okay? Check your environment. Check your triggers. Join forces with somebody. I like Table 1 said they're dedicating session 29 to better logs. Visualize yourself succeeding. In June 29th, we're going to have an award ceremony. June is a big award ceremony. We're going to have salads. We're going to have fruit. I'm going to cry. I'm going to say how much I love these people. I'm going to say how hard you worked. And you visualize, she's talking about me. She's saying how hard I worked. And I'm going to walk up there. And I'm going to get the award. And I'm going to take the microphone. I'm going to thank my table mates. I'm going to thank God. See, visualize yourself doing that. Just move up to the podium. It's a beautiful thing. You don't have to be someone else to change. You just have to return to your old self. There was an old Ellen when she was 12 years old who wasn't overweight. I can return to that 12-year-old Ellen. There was an 18-year-old Ellen who didn't smoke, but I still don't smoke. But see what I'm saying? You might say, well, when I got married, be careful, women. If you got married and you were thin, and then you had 3 children, and you just have a couple pounds to lose, don't beat yourself up. The thing is, if you struggle with your weight, try to go back to a time where you didn't and see what was different now. And if you fail, say, I can try again. If you say, I'm fat and out of shape, but I could be in shape a few months from now. We have 5 more months. February, March, April, May, June. What could we do in those 5 months? Lose 5 pounds? Lose 10 pounds? We can anything. We can do anything we want. I'm stupid and nobody respects me, but I'm working to develop a valuable skill. I'm a failure, but everybody fails sometime. This is a short-term, long-term group. What I mean is each session is a short-term, but we're in it for the long haul because we realize being healthy takes a long time. And take a really good look at your bad habits. If you have a bad habit where every morning you have to have a cannoli, when did you have your first cannoli? Was it when you watched The Godfather? When? Figure that out. If you fail, try over and over and over again. I'm going to stop right there, Bobby, and I'm going to whip through this last one.